Kings, 63-49. De'Aaron Fox, the real De'Aaron Fox, has showed up on this road trip. 21 points in that first half. Ryan, excellent half for Sacramento. And I got to tell you something. I've been doing the NBA for a long time, spanning many decades. I don't ever recall a team, and in this case, you play the Mavericks 4 times this year. Do you know that
Mm-hmm.
in the first 3 games this year that the Kings play the Mavs have a game the night before? Okay. The last time the Kings played Dallas, Dallas was in Milwaukee. The Kings were waiting for them. Last
Right.
night, the Mavs were in Atlanta. The Kings were in Dallas waiting for them. Then when they get to Sacramento, the Mavs are in Salt Lake City the night before they play Sacramento. So take advantage of the breaks. No Kyrie Irving. With all of that said, I really liked how the Kings played that first half.
Grant, I don't know what's gotten into the Kings, but this is a scary Kings. If they continue to play as
Yep.
a team, they play physical. Just a great brand of basketball to be playing on the road.
Well, there's really no negatives in that half. I mean, yeah, did I expect Harrison Barnes to go for 39 again? No. He was a little quiet, but I like the way he rebounded. All right, he had 6 boards. Sabonis is doing what, he normally does. Murray had a good half. Listen, I I like what I saw. Take advantage of a team that is without one of their stars who played last night. Game's not over. I mean, it's a 14-point game, but I like all the trends that I saw in that first half. Let's get to Jerry Reynolds, who joins us. Jerry, Ryan and I were just talking about there's really not a lot not to like in that first half. Take advantage of a team without a star. Take advantage playing a team that played last night. I thought it was a very good first half for Sacramento.
Yeah, I did too. I thought it's clearly a case of the Kings' offense being way better than the Mavs' defense, and
Yep.
to me, the star of the half, obviously, Fox was brilliant offensively, but Keegan Murray, uh,
Bingo.
just showing you a two-way player there, a legitimate two-way player, and of course, I think with Luca, I mean, I watched the game last night, and there's a tired Buckaroo out there.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the Kings are doing what they should do against a tired superstar is double him, give help, and the whole thing. And really, the Mavs, if he can't score easily, which he isn't, he's scoring, but not easily, they just don't have enough firepower.
Spot on, Jerry. And I would do what the Hawks did in the fourth quarter of last night's game. Throw 2 guys at Luca and make the rest of the Mavs beat you at this point at certain times in this game because the 3-point shorting right now, is not there for the Mavs.
Yeah,
14 points
the
on
only
14
guy I'd
shots.
worry about
Yep.
is Hardaway. I mean, Hardaway can. Other than that, but I agree with you. I mean, these other. I don't think you got to be scared of anybody else.
No. I don't see the Kings not winning this game. The Mavs do not match up at all. Even if the Mavs hadn't played last night, without Kyrie Irving, they don't match up with this team. And Jerry, I was telling Ryan this before you came on. It's very interesting. I don't ever recall this happening before. The Kings play the Mavs 4 times this year. Okay. The first time Dallas was in Milwaukee the night before, the Kings were waiting for them. They were waiting for them for this game. Mavs were in Atlanta last night. When they get to Sacramento, the Mavs are in Salt Lake City the night before. And I mean, it's just very interesting, how that all works.
Yeah, well, I've always said. I mean, the schedule helps you sometimes, and it gets you sometimes. I
Yep.
mean, that's why you shouldn't really bitch about it because
That's right.
it'll. I mean, obviously, the Mavs will probably get somebody the same way, but
Yeah, you're right.
that's just
So
reality.
again, I don't see how the Kings are going to lose this game. They're a better team than Dallas anyway. I'm just going to throw a score at you here. I think the Kings are going to win this game 127-106.
I think it'll get a little closer than that, but I do think the offense will pick up because I just think unless Luca gets a shot uh, of something at halftime, I mean,
Yep.
and he's always scary because I mean he hadn't
Yep.
looked at like Luca, but he's still capable of. He's one of those rare guys that can get 30 and a half pretty easily. So. Uh, so anyway, but I think it's going to be a 15-point win.
Yeah,
Ryan.
I'm with. Okay.
No, go ahead. What's your prediction?
I'm with you, Napes. I was going to say 127, but I'm going to be with Jerry and bring it a little closer. I think it's going to be 127, 119.
I think the Mavs are going to get blown out in the second half. I think they're done. Luka's not. First of all, I would say this: since Luka's been in the league, the Kings have played very well against the Mavs. They have not had a problem playing against Luka and the Mavs. They, for whatever reason, the Kings do very well against Dallas with Luka, without Luka. The Mavs, to me, are a very Jekyll and Hyde team this year. And again, they don't have Kyrie Irving, and they have a couple of other players that are out. I just think this game's going to get separated in the third a little bit, and I think that Luka was questionable coming into this game with an ankle. I could see them just, saying in the fourth quarter, right, we need to save ourselves for the next game. I think this game's going to get quite spread apart here. I think the Kings are going to win this game, no problem.
Well, you're gonna know that in about 5 minutes of the third quarter, because, but then again, that's what always worries me with a great player like Luka. I mean, who can really not just he can get on a hot streak, but he makes plays for everybody, and the hotter he gets, then the more open everybody else gets. So, if the Kings can jump on him here a little bit, I think they'll be looking for a way to get Luka out of there and just roll on down the road for the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jerry. With the lack of defense that was played last night in Atlanta, if the Kings cannot dominate the second half physically inside the way they did the first, it's going to be a problem. So
it's a good night for Sacramento too, because New Orleans is going to lose, right? You can take advantage of them losing a game. I got to tell you, a team that I just keep on saying, wow, the Clippers winning at Boston tonight, and they embarrassed the Celtics on their home floor.
Yeah, who's really better than the Clippers? I mean, I think you have to, because of record, you'd say the Celtics, but obviously, I think when the Clippers are right and healthy in the way they've been the last week, they've been the best team in the league the last week, 2 weeks. That's for sure.
Minnesota's going to win. They're playing in San Antonio. Denver already won. They beat Philly. No Joel Embiid in that game. And again, the Clippers, a victory tonight in Boston. Go ahead, Rhino.
Oh, no, I was going to say, I'm with you. I think you'd have to say the Clippers are the biggest surprise in the NBA. We talked about that a little bit on the pregame show.
I think Oklahoma City is. They're number one in the West. Now, I picked Oklahoma City to be good this year, but I didn't pick them to be number one in the West. They're number one in the West right now. How many people had the Oklahoma City Thunder past the halfway point of the season being the top team in the West?
Well, or even Minnesota. I mean, you're 1 and 2. I don't think anybody would have had either one of them up there. But I still kind of agree with you, Grant. I think I don't know where the Clippers are going to finish, but I think if they're healthy, they're the team to beat in the West, even more so than Denver.
More so than Denver?
I think so. I mean, I think Denver's a little thinner on the bench. I think they miss Brown that they had last year and Jeff Green both. I don't know that they've totally replaced those guys.
Interesting. Okay. Ryan, this second half, do you think it will get close at any point?
Yeah, I'm with Jerry. I do think it will get close unless the Kings come out in this first 5 minutes and completely blow the Mavericks out, which they absolutely are capable.
All right. Well, it's a good first half, 63-49. Again, the Mavs are, first of all, we talked about this. I mean, Keegan, just what he's doing defensively in this game is so much fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
The Kings are doing a tremendous job on Doncic, and Jerry's right. If he doesn't go off for one of his 30-point halves, the Mavs, I don't think, could win this game. Is that the only way you guys see the Mavs winning this game, if Luka becomes the Superman in this second half?
Yeah, I don't see any other way. They don't, they don't even have a Batman on the roster, much less Superman other than him. And so, but I've got a prediction for you, Grant, and Ryan.
Yeah.
I predict that you guys are going to have a fun post game. How's that?
Nice.
I predict we are too, and I predict that we'll know we're going to have a fun post game when the fourth quarter begins.
Okay, and for the Triple Crown here, I'm going to say Luka ends the night in the locker room getting ejected.
Well,
he
I'm
so tired of watching him.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me. And my other prediction is after you guys have that fun post game, I'm going to celebrate with a beer. I told Mrs. Reynolds I'm having a beer tonight.
Wow.
When the beam goes on,
Wow.
I drink a beer.
Wow. Okay. You got a big birthday coming up, Jerry.
Yeah. I do.
I celebrated almost every single birthday with Jerry, and I think of the many, many, many years that we did the games, I'm very sad to say this, but I spent more anniversaries with Jerry than he did with his wife. Okay, so those are facts. Okay,
I think my wife really did appreciate that. In fact, she never would say, but I think she did.
December 23rd, right? Right, December 23rd, right, Jerry?
Yeah. Wedded bliss, baby.
Hey,
56
honestly,
years.
the Kings, and I'm not exaggerating. I believe the Kings have had a game on December 23rd ever since I started doing the games in '88. I really believe that December. Jerry, I mean this now. You try to just, think back. Do you ever recall not being at a game on your anniversary?
I can't hard. I mean, I'm sure there were, but I honestly, I can't think of one. So,
Yeah.
but it, in some ways, it kept us from getting in an argument. So there you go. For all you married people. But no, it's I'm looking forward to my birthday, number 80. Never thought I'd make it, but
Man,
might as well go for 90. That'd be my goal
good for
now. You got to reset, move those goalposts.
Move the goalpost. Where? How far are we moving the goalpost, Jerry?
Well, right now to 81. don't want to be greedy.
I was gonna say to the beer tonight in the beam.
Yeah. Well, that's I'll just
For
one
all
day
of
at
us.
a time. One day at a time, right? Get a win, see the beam, have a beer, then pajama time. That's all I need.
I think for your 80th, you ought to have a cigar in there too. In memory of good old Coachy Pete Carrill, and have a beer and a smoke on your 80th. That to me would be great.
I might. And I really don't smoke anymore, and quit because of Coachy, because of his heart condition. He quit smoking cigars, so I said, well, I'll quit with you, and haven't missed him really. Haven't missed him.
He
Coachy.
quit smoking him, but he still carried him around. He still had him in his hand. He just didn't have him lit.
But he didn't smoke them. I mean, when I first met Coachy, we'd play tennis out at Jeff's, and he'd play tennis with smoking a cigar. And I'm serious. I always told him,
come on.
You change ends of the court, and you'd find ashes all over the
place. Oh my God! Wow. Seriously, huh?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
I mean, he probably smoked 6-7 cigars a day. I mean, but it also led to issues.
Are we going to be graced with your presence on your 80th when the Kings are playing Memphis, or would you like to have the night off?
No, I'm there for you. I mean, I just want to prove that I can do something on my 80th, and that I can remember to do something on my 80th.
All right. Well, Jerry, on that note, we'll talk to you again. We will see you again. And the next time we see you, you will be starting a new decade, my friend. And
I will.
Nothing but the best.
I will. And I'm just so excited about it. So can't wait, guys.
All right. See you, Jerry.
See you.
Hey, Ryan. I mean, what a classic, huh?
He's the best. He is literally the best. I love him.
All right. And it said Jerry is a national treasure. You're right. He is. He certainly is. Actually, Jerry would say I'm not even a treasure in my own home, but
yeah, he would.
All right. I'm gonna predict that we will be on and we'll be lighting the beam in about an hour. Ryan, talk to you in a little bit, buddy.
Sounds good, Dabes.
All right. See everyone else after the game. Bye-bye.